Get those Cybermen out.
Welcome back to the Cybermen, guys. Today I'm going to do a deck profile on a potential Cybermen deck. Since we've got the cards revealed, not all the cards are in the deck builder at the moment, so things like the multicolor Nappa aren't included in this, but I thought I'd try and make a deck with what is there. It's a bit basic, but you'll understand the idea of what I'm trying to go with, and I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's try and think of some kind of way to make this deck amazing. I'm going to try and take it into the meta next set and see what I can do. Thanks to Robert Leverance for his kind of input on this, and for the idea for the thumbnail as well. Really funny. So cheers, mate. Enjoy. Alrighty, so this is the deck. As I said, pretty basic, but you'll understand kind of where I'm trying to go with it. I'm still tossing up between which avenue to go down. I feel like I really want to have the green Cybermen in here, but they just don't feel as good as the red ones, just because all of the skills go working around the red Cybermen. And also, I love Champa Destruction Augmented with them. That was Robert Leverance's idea. Being able to buff them all by 10,000 power and give them double strike during battle is awesome, especially combined with some of the other cards in here that boost their power. So I'll talk about that soon, but let's talk about the Cybermen. So in here I have what I believe is, let's count, I thought it was 12, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 red Cybermen and 6 green Cybermen. So these guys are good because they're blockers, so they can help defend you, but they don't do as much as these ones when they're removed. So these guys, obviously both of them you can have more than 4 in your deck. This one, when it's KO'd, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 and KO it. Cool early game, good for some kind of annoying cards like Dark Power Black Marseillan, which really destroys this deck. That is kind of why Piccolo Jr. is in here. One of the reasons Piccolo Jr. is in here. This guy gets to minus one of your opponent's battle cards by 5,000 each turn, and very easy way to do that. But also, your whole deck kind of negs cards. So we'll start with the leader. So he's Nappa, he's a Saiyan. He's not Frieza's army, which is unfortunate because you can't run paralysis technique in here, but add one card from your life to your hand, play one Cyberman card from your deck, then shuffle your deck. So you're not drawing at all with this leader, which is a pain in the ass, but we kind of try to make up for it with this alliance here. So you get to, once per turn, take a life, play one of these guys or one of these guys, depending on your matchup. You play one or the other. I forgot to mention, when this guy's KO'd, he KOs a 10,000 power or less, which sounds weak, but if you look at the rest of the cards, it's very strong. When your life is at 4 or less, you may switch up to one of your energy to active mode and play 2 Cybermen cards from your deck. So that's essentially a draw 2. You're playing 2 of these guys, and then Awakening, untapping 1. On the Awaken side, when this card attacks, play up to 1 Cybermen card from your deck and shuffle your deck. And then once per turn, when one of your Cybermen cards is KO'd, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. So if you're KOing this guy, you can use this auto first to neg a card by 10,000, and then he can KO a card. So 20k becomes a 10k, then gets KO'd by this. I'll talk about, you can also neg them even more, so it's crazy. But look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 red Vegeta or Nappa with an energy cost of 4 or less among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And if you added a card to your hand, you have to discard 1. Place 1 at the bottom of your deck, sorry. So it really is no way to plus with this leader, which is unfortunate, other than obviously playing the battle cards, which technically is plussing. It just doesn't give you hand size, which is a bit sad. The thing is, that's pretty good because you can search Vegeta the Executioner, Nappa testing the opposition. You can also search for your Nappa super combo here. I haven't looked at kind of other stuff to put in here that's searchable. Deck's pretty tight as is. This is running at 60 cards. Again, this is very experimental. I probably will try and make this as close to 50 cards as possible, but I just thought I'd put out a really early build just so you can see some of the interesting things you can do with this deck. Next, we'll look at the unison. So we have Yamcha Wolffang pitching Fistball. It's a mouthful. So this guy has, when one of your red Cybermen cards is KO'd, you may play that card from the drop area with its skills negated. So if you're using a card to KO your Cybermen, like Unexpected Casualties or his +1, they get played again once per turn when this is on the field, which is awesome. So the other thing is this one allows you to choose one of your red or green Cybermen cards, KO it. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. So now you have to look, it's a lot of things going on, but this guy's negging 10,000. He's KOing this one, let's say. This guy's negging 10,000, and then he KOs something that's 10,000. So that's a 30k that you can get rid of with this guy. That's really cool. It's only on your turn though, so it's not that amazing in terms of like surprise removal, but it is such a good card. Then he has a -5, which is choose up to 9 of your red or green battle cards with an energy cost of 1, and they get plus 11,000 for the turn. So it turns all these, up to 9 of them, into 15k attackers. That's really cool, and that's where things like Champa Destruction Augmented come in, or Furthering Destruction. This guy, during battle, you can tap 1 and discard 2 cards to give all your alien or U9, but we're only looking at alien, U6, sorry, alien cards. Oh, no, alien or gods, but we only have alien in here. This Piccolo isn't a god, unfortunately. All your alien cards, 10,000 and double strike. So imagine you minus with this, you attack with one of these, tap for this guy, they get another 10,000, so they all become 20,000k and double strikers. So including the green ones, 20,000 and double strike, 25,000 double strike. Far out. A lot of mistakes in this, I apologize. But that just makes them such a threat from nowhere. So the next kind of tools we have in this deck are Vegeta the Executioner and Nappa Testing the Opposition. They're similar kind of tech cards that help you with the Cybermen. This guy comes out for 2, he's got barrier, so he's supposed to just sit on board. He allows you to KO one of your Cybermen cards, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your up to 2 of your other Cybermen cards, and they get 10,000 power for the turn. So again, another way to buff them. This guy would then play it again once it's KO'd, and then buff them, and then you can also, -5 buff them. So much buffing going on. Nappa, when you play him for 2, you get to play up to 2 Cybermen cards from your deck, or drop, which is cool, reusing them from drop, because they will end up there. And then when he's on the field, you can choose up to 1 of your Cybermen cards, and it gets 10,000 power. So more buffing. So you're looking at all these, and these become big threats if you can get all this out. A lot of low-cost cards. This guy doesn't have protection, so it's a lot for 2 energy, but you are getting 2 potential blockers or 2 of these red Cybermen out, plus him for 2 energy, which is pretty good. Unexpected Casualties is insane in this deck. When it's in the drop area, you can choose 1 card in your hand and discard it to play 1 Cybermen card from your deck. So it's just a nice way to play cards for free. You're obviously discarding, but it's similar to the old green Nappa, which I don't run here. I don't think it's good enough. You're negging too much from your hand when you don't need it. But the main part of this card is the Activate Battle. You tap 1, you choose 1 of your Cybermen cards and KO it. Draw 1 card, then choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. So this, during battle, tap 1, you can KO a 30k of your, like a 30k battle card on your opponent's side, even the attacking battle card. That's most big threats, other than SCRs. Most big threats are 30k or less. They could be going for game, comboing their whole hand. You can tap 1, KO this guy, neg that attacking card by 10k, your leader negs it by 10k, and then this KOs it. Very, very strong, and I love to see the face on some people when they don't realize what's happening, and you do that. It's so cool. Next, Testing the Opposition. This is a negate. It's a 2 cost, but you probably won't be paying that for it. Once you're at 5 or less life, you can take a life to play it, to use it. So it negates the attack and then plays a Cybermen token that gets blocker. So that's just an extra kind of stopping 2 attacks, which is really nice. Furthering Destruction Champa needs no introduction. I'll skip that for now. Unending Awakening. I really like this negate. It's like a negate and a kind of a Senzu being in one. You obviously don't untap, but it negates the attack and then gives you a leader 5k for the turn. So it just protects it for the turn, which is nice. I might change that. We'll see. I'm just not a fan of After Image and other things similar like to that. Cyberman. Nappa's my super combo because it's searchable, because I also want to Arrival and have some red-green in here. I'll come back to that as well. Piccolo Jr. This is the draw engine and also a nice finisher. So he allows you to attack. You can buff all the Cybermen up using these skills, and then you can tap them for Alliance to give him super, like, heaps of power. And then also you get to take your opponent's life if they're on 3. So this can be a potential triple strike, 100k. If you've got all these on board and you've buffed them with other cards in the deck, amazing. We also have Yamcha Merciless Barrage. Obviously, we needed a Yamcha in the deck, along with the Yamcha Unison. But also, it's really nice to be able to neg your opponent's battle cards, and then you can also KO them with the Cybermen on your opponent's turn, which is really cool. Champa and Beerus. I'm throwing up between this guy and Gogeta. Gogeta's nice because it's constant double strike pressure. They have to get rid of it. This one only gives double strike for the turn and on whatever you choose. So you could be going in. It's kind of more for the surprise attack. But the other reason I have this in here is because Champa does buff him to a 30k double strike if I get him out. But these two cards and the Piccolo Jr. I'm still not sure about, because we already have a 1-drop Unison that is very crucial to this deck. Having another 1-drop Unison kind of feels bad, but I think depending on the matchup, it could be really good. Otherwise, hard casting this for 3 and tapping 1, if your opponent doesn't have an answer, or your opponent doesn't have an answer for it, can be deadly. The Piccolo Jr. Unison is in here, obviously, for that reason. When your opponent takes a life, you get to add a marker to him, then he pluses 1, so he pluses 2 per turn. Pluses 1 to neg one of your opponent's battle cards by 5, which is great to get rid of Dark Power, like Marseille, because this deck is shredded by that. -6, you get to choose 2 mono-red battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and 19,000 power or less. So that's really cool. The problem is getting to 6 in here. In things like Broly, you're buffing your Unison with the battle cards. In this deck, you don't. So I'm thinking about maybe taking something like that in. We'll see. But what you want to do is play Champa and Pan, because Champa comes in and he gets ready with his Activate Battle. Pan comes in and buffs all your red Cybermen and whatever else is on the field by 5k, gives them double strike already. Then you want to attack with them, tap 1, and give them another 10k. Plus you've buffed them with whatever these, and they become finishers. They become game enders. So it's really cool tech. Imagine having, 9, 8, 7, even 7, 6 Cybermen, even these guys, with 20 to 30,000 power and double strike. Your opponent kind of really can't do anything unless they can stop the turn or do a board wipe with something like Dormant Potential. So it's really nice and really cool. Definitely can be made more competitive, I'd say, but I wanted to make this deck really around this saga. Other than these 2 cards, it's very Piccolo and all these dudes, even though he's junior, kind of from that era of Dragon Ball that I think about. And obviously, being the Cybermen, we had to make a Cybermen deck. I'll share updates with you guys, because this is definitely going to get refined more. I haven't even tested it yet, so it probably will change a hell of a lot. But I hope you enjoyed that, at least seeing the way some of these cards interact with each other and how powerful some of this removal can be. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Let me know what you think. Think about these janky combos I put in here. Tell me what else you reckon would be good. And we'll be back with more content soon. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Share the video. Comment down below and I'll try to reply to everyone. We have now got a store on our website for all Australian residents. So jump on to www.thesaibamen.com/shop and you can grab your pre-orders for set 12, pre-orders for set 13, and a bunch of other fun stuff, including custom mats and things like that. We'll be putting some merch up there as well. at some point in the next month or so. So look out for that. Again, thanks for watching.